Hi Flosstube, this is Amanda. I'm from Pennington Terrace. This is Flosstube number 13 from me. Excuse me, and after much nagging from my stitchy friends, I've decided to come back and give you a WIP update of what I've been working on. Today is the 18th of July, it's a Sunday. I thought I would jump in now in the daytime so I could catch the best light. Updates from me. I'm so glad to see the back of June because I had a hernia repair, which was a solid week recovery, overnight stay in hospital. I had a bout of bronchitis, which was another week. It was goodbye June, see you later, never want to see you again. That's a short version of what's been happening. Other than that, it's been the daily grind. So we'll kick off. Whatever I don't have a cover photo of here, I'll insert a digital image later. My oldest WIP started in June 2019. This is my mini Haze, Alexandra's Flight of Wonders, and I'll pop in a photo here to show you what the end will look like. And here is where I'm up to. So she is at almost 60% done. Hopefully you can see that. I don't know how happy I am with the excuse me, the detail in her face. This is a Josephine wall piece, 18 count Ada, using 2 threads. Having worked on normal or regular size charts now, I much prefer the detail. But having said that, this looks great in the video and up on the wall, she'll be fantastic. If you follow me for any time, my daughter has hair exactly like that I brush every day. So that was the primary inspiration for that one. And the fabric on this is, this girl needs a bath. She travels on the train with me. I stitch this piece on the train. Yeah, lots of travels, lots of adventures, so the fabric's, it's been a bit unkind to the fabric. This piece I blame entirely on Victoria from Neat and Knot by the Sea. They are a couple of, well, they're from New Zealand. They're based in New Zealand at the moment. Victoria's a Kiwi. This is, I have just had a blank, Pumpkin Farm. Blackbird Designs, my first Blackbird design. I will make sure that I put an image here of what it should look like. Natural Linen, my first foray into fancy floss. I purchased all of my stuff for this from a Stitch in Time from the lovely ladies in Hobart, Tasmania. And it came up very, very quickly. So, yep, I've been stitching this one on the train as well. Yeah, definitely check out the Neat and Knot by the Sea. Catherine and Victoria are an absolute hoot. Catherine speaks Spanish, so I'm always trying to practice my Spanish when I'm listening to her, so that's been fun too. But she has an amazing eclectic collection of so many different types of crafts and has jumped into so many different things, an inspiration. Definitely go and check her out. And Victoria and I are stitching a few of the same pieces, so we clearly have a similar taste. One of my more recent pieces that I've picked up is, let's see if it's better on with the paper, the Whimsical Alphabets Al. I changed the A is for Awesome to A is for Adelaide for my daughter. I'm just working on C is for Cat at the moment. D's out already. This is on a piece of Even Weave from Sew It All Australia. Fantasy Grey. It's the only piece I really had big enough. I had some beautiful pink pieces that I was thinking of doing. And I'll make sure that I've popped in an image so you can... Well, this one's a bit tricky because you can't see the full image because it just comes out every fortnight. Yeah, so that's the Whimsical Alphabets are. Lots of cryonic, lots of backstitch. So those little motifs take They always take me longer than I expect them to. Okay, Gail's birthday sal. Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. I decided to do mine on a piece of Picture This Plus Mystic 32 count Lugana. She's a big girl. There you are, the first 3 blocks. Are you getting it all in? Don't know if I'm doing a fantastic job of showing you today. Hopefully that's not washing out too much for you either. So I'm working on the house down here. I always sit down and say, oh, I'll finish that house today. And it's a full coverage block, so it very, very typical. It always takes longer. Carriage House Samplings, the designer made a comment on my post on this on Instagram saying she loved my fabric choice. So it's always such a huge compliment. I'll cut it out and post it on the back when I finish it. I'm stitching this one for my dad, who worked on shipping in the sea for most of his young life. Here's one. It's another huge full coverage piece, and I never ever really counted in my full coverage pieces, but I'll insert a picture here of what it should look like in the end, and it's Tea and Books. It's a Heaven and Earth design. I took the advice of Stitching Mummy, and I took out all of the background, and I asked Jay from Jay's X Stitch if she would design me a piece of fabric that was similar to that background, where it was quite light in the middle and got darker and darker on the edges, and she just did an amazing job. And this is one of those beautiful pieces that smells like coffee. But I started this in the middle at the bottom, and this is my first foray actually into tent stitch. So this is 2/1 tent stitch, middle, bottom, first book. So the letters are just coming up in the book, the purple letters there. So I'm not sure why this one doesn't get much love, because I'm heavily focused on my other pieces, full coverage pieces, and I'll show you what I'm working on in a second. Okay. What else? I haven't really told you guys dates. I can pop that in if you guys are interested in that, to see how long it's taken me to come this far. What's next? Autumn Cat Sampler by Cooler Design Studio. I started this, fun fact, August 2019, and we were in holidays in Vanuatu. And that's where I started stitching it, so I kind of like that little fact about it. But here it is. Pop something behind it if that's helpful. This is on 18 count Ada, and there's a ton of detail in this. Back stitch galore. Love the cat. Maple leaf, pheasant. This is all very, very me. I love the autumn colours. I'm just, can you get the whole lot in there? Yeah. So I feel like I'm about almost 2/3 of the way done. I just need to come down and finish here. I've been working here on these birds and the bird feeder here, and I'm a solid believer in back stitching as I go. Otherwise I'll never do it. Yeah, that's Autumn Cat Sampler. So what are we now? July 2021. So that's August 2019. So okay, pop a picture in here of Gwenevere by Nimue. And this is where I'm up to on her. She is incredibly regal. Her eyes and lips are a 1/1. This is on a 32 count linen vintage country mocha. I purchased the fabric from Journey of a Stitcher when she had her Etsy store. If by any chance you're watching this, please open again. Every time I go to stock up, I always think of you first, and I know your Etsy shop's having a break. I just, probably since the last time you saw it, I finished her face, so The back stitching, it felt like I was putting all of her makeup and mascara on, but she's lovely. I ended up, so this has some sparkling floss in it, which is French floss, and I purchased from a French Etsy store right in peak COVID, so it took a little while to get here, but other than that, it wasn't, you know, typical postal service in this time. Yeah, Gwenevere Nui. I had a very stressful week in the last couple of weeks, but one of them was particularly bad and just full-time work, normal, boring. And I was like, I'm just going to start something because that's what we do when we're stressed. And ask my stitchy friends, I'm the worst starter. I've got so many things ready to start. But I'll pop a picture in here. This is a Sal. Oh, I have not written it in front of me, so the image should show you exactly what it's called. But I was inspired to do this by Debbie from Creatively Yours and Michelle from Mama Loves You GB. And it's so quirky. There's a lady milking a cow, and Deb Wilson said, Amanda, I'm not sure cows that you milk have horns. And I said, that just makes it even quirkier for me. But this is a very traditional type stitch for me, and I've just done the first two motives in the middle and the bottom. Look how old school it is. So to me, this is so old fashioned and I really love it. So this is on number 12 Stitch Co. Salted Caramel. It's a 32 count piece of linen. Nicola there has also just recently dyed me another piece, which is in the mail, so that's fantastic. Those two little pieces, the little motifs, didn't take long to stitch up, but they have a gazillion colours. So while I'm on traditional samplers, I'll show you this one. Fox and Rabbit design, Sarah Newman, 1822. I know Lisa Loves Stitching, also here in Brisbane, is stitching this piece. And I'm a middle starter, so I started with the words and the house. I'm stitching this on 32 count Winter Moon linen, which I purchased from Lazy Daisy, which is another cross stitch store in Australia. That peacock is 1/1, and he took me a million years. Yep, that's my other traditional sampler. This one will get a little bit more love in Sampler September. So I don't pull it out very often. I'm a little bit addicted to my full coverage pieces at the moment, so they keep me quite busy. What else have I got here? Okay. Rosewood banner. Baskets. This calls for Valdani threads, and I just pulled completely from stash. I did this on a 28 count piece of Tyco from Picture This Plus, using DMCs and a few XJU design fancy floss. I think maybe a couple of silk and a couple of cotton from her. Just the freebies she gives you when you purchase linen from her or fabric from her. So this is another one of my very pretty pieces. That one takes, because I'm choosing fabrics as I go, that one takes a little bit of effort, so I call it a fussy piece. So what else have I got here? What's next? Okay. The Linen and Thread Sal, Mystery Sal from 2017. I'll put in a picture here of what that should look like when it's finished. It's a huge band sampler. And I have a huge piece of Dapple from Picture This Plus in 36 count linen, and it's a grey. It's like a silvery, dapple-y grey. And this is where I'm at here. If you'd like the DMC colorway for that, I can get that to you, but I'm using 4 or 5 colors: red, blue, green, black, gold, and a brown. So I'm still on that top band. She's got a lot of stitches, that top band. So I feel like this is a bit of a holiday stitch as well. This one comes out. So yeah, that's my linen and thread sale. I'm not sure if you really need it. You guys have probably all seen this a million times. So this is the 100 Owl sale by Owl Forest Embroidery. And this is where I'm up to. This is on a 32 count even weave in the colorway Bay Rum by Fabric Flare. I purchased it from an Etsy store, an eBay store in the UK called Witchity Stitchity, I think. I was really frustrated the other day because I went to purchase a floss set for the Queen of Hearts, because I have that chart, and the fancy floss was beautiful. I saw it stitched up. I think I saw Julie, Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World, use the fancy floss specifically for that chart, and it was amazing. And I said, oh, I'm just going to splurge and buy the floss. But postage to Australia for one set of floss, well, maybe six strands, was 65 Australian dollars, which was just crazy exorbitant prices really for postage. So we can purchase stuff from Russia, mybobbin.com and so on, for $10, 15 Australian dollars. So I just couldn't justify 65 for 6 skeins of floss. It was just for the postage, I mean. So Owl Forest Embroidery, I'm really enjoying that. My next is the huge owl with his wings spread at the bottom of that little tower of owls. So what's next? Okay, I'll insert a picture here. This is Professor Mccrum by Cheryl Baker. It's no longer available on Heaven and Earth. It went out, I think that designer left Haze. I'm not sure how it works, if their subscription ran out or something. Anyway, no longer available as of last year. So I just got in just in time. And this is him, my eccentric rabbit. He is 13% done. How many stitches is he? Probably over 44,000 stitches. And there he is there. He's on, I just adore the detail in this guy. There's his pipe. He is on 25 count Magic Guide. This guy is just pure comfort stitching. It was quite enjoyable to pull him out of the Q-snap and give him an iron today. So really loving the Professor. Okay, this is a big girl. I might have to move back a little bit. This is the current Modern Folk Embroidery Fruits of Plenty 2021 sale. I'll insert a picture here. And here's where I'm up to. I just posted a picture of this on Instagram today after I ironed it because it lives in the Q-snap. I've been trying to stitch this one on the train. So as you can see, I'm working down in this corner here, and that's June. So I'm a month behind at the moment. I'm using 3799, my dark grey outline, 169 silver grey filling, and then 915 as my pop of plum colour or grape, which I absolutely adore. So I love the way this is turning out. Absolutely love the way it's turning out. So that's on stitched on 32 count ivory Jobelin, which I bought a huge piece of from 123 Stitch a while ago. Okay, I'm not sure what number count I'm up to. I'll try and do the number thing at the top. This is one of my, second oldest whips. This is, I'll pop in a picture here, but you can almost see it from my design, my project anyway. This is Secret Summer Garden Labyrinth by Carolyn Manning Designs. Let's see if this is going to be helpful, probably not. On a 32 count white Belfast linen. Show you the detail, the colour change. So all I have left is that bottom corner, or depending on which way you stitch it. So I believe it's probably my top left. I started her on the 23rd of August 2019, so coming up to 2 years maybe. So I need to get her out a little bit more often and just finish her, just finish it off. All right, I'm down to stuff that's still in the Q-snap. Okay, so this one is Jay's Fault from Jay's X Stitch. This is Novus Lavoda kit. You know, I've never translated it to find out what it's called. So if anyone can translate for me, or I'll do it later and I'll pop it in. This reminds me so much of Bucharest. So I'm doing the Europe All Over the World sale with Laura Gurr. I will link her below as well, so if you want to join in the sale. And I have a small start on a huge piece of 25 count fabric. It's still in the Q-snap. Just here. Hopefully you can see it. The detail's lovely. It's Aurora threads. Never used them before. They feel a lot thinner than DMC. This is a needle minder Highland Q from Sarah. There you go. It's a couple of thousand stitches there. It's a big paper chart. It's a kit. I'm really, really enjoying that. So this is another one that's Jay's fault. Not really. I'm doing Areola's kit, Segura Pagoda, Japanese, and Tess from Tess Stitches is doing Mount Fuji, and Jay is doing the Red Bridge. So we're doing the Trilogy. And here's mine. Where's a piece of paper? There's a needle in the back. There you go. I've started all the beading because she'll just stay in that 11 by 11 Q-snap until it's done. All of the sky's half stitches, so she whips up very, very quickly. I think I'm going to put her in an oval frame when I'm finished. I found one on AliExpress, so if I ever had to work from home, this one lives on my desk downstairs, so if I'm ever on a Teams meeting or waiting between tasks or anything like that, I'll put a thread in. It's kind of how that one's been processing. So, oh, project bag. One of Teaser Handmaid's old Harry Potter ones. Picture here. This is Enchantress of the Abyss by Bella Filipina on a Colour Cascades Lugana in the colourway Oceans. And here she is. I've started the beading. There's big beads here. Cryonic. There you go. This is the only part you can't see in the Q-snap, so I didn't think she was worth pulling out. She is beautiful. I call her a fussy piece though, so I don't get her out very often. This needle minder is from Lisa Loves Stitching in Brisbane. I think this little one was just a freebie from JK's, and JK, I think I bought the chart from JK and she kitted it up for me with the floss and the beads, the Cryonic. There you go. Last one, I think. Okay. This is, I'll pop in a picture here. This is all Laura Gurr's fault. She's stitching, or she introduced me to unconventional cross stitch, which is actually a full coverage business in Perth, Western Australia. And the owner there charts cross stitch, full coverage cross stitch from artists. And this one is You'll Never Melt Again on Me by Adrian Bordeaux Danud. I think that's how you say it. Okay. And this is where I'm up to. And Debbie from Creatively Yours is stitching this now as well. Hi Debbie, welcome aboard. Several Million Stitches in South Africa is stitching this as well. This is a needle minder from Rock of Flosstubers, who I believe is based in the UK. I am adoring this piece. I think I'm at 4 or 5% done with this, and this is an 11 by 11 Q snap. But yeah, but this is one of my full coverage pieces, I think, with my 3 main coverage. So my first Haze, my mini Alexandra's Flight of Wonders, she's 60% done. But with my 3 main full coverage pieces, I've got what have I got? Hold on. In total, for my 3 full coverage pieces, I've got 600,000 stitches, roughly, to go. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to pause. I'll be back in 2 seconds flat. I have a wonderful FFO to show and share. And I'm back with my glare. Of course there's glare. Long Dog Samplers, Castles in the Air. XJU Design fabric. Silks for You, white silk. I just had this framed and I'm just finding a wall for it. I don't know if you can see the frame I've chosen. Yeah. I love this piece. This is my wedding sampler. So A for Amanda, S for my hubby, the year we were married. So I'm taking Mitch Stitch's advice, and I am finding a common walkway where people walk past all the time, and we'll pop it on the wall there. That's it from me. It was essentially a WIP parade and a WIP update of everywhere I'm up to. I'll do some editing now, insert those photos and add numbers so I have a WIP count. Thanks very much, guys. I'll talk to you next time.